Okay, so I'm back in the shop today, and what I'm going to do is build a cigar box lamp. And I've done a few of these and they're real popular. People seem to like them, and it's kind of fun to do because there's no plans. I've got a bunch of random cigar boxes and I can kind of just do my own thing and build it however I want. The cool thing is with what I'm going to do today is I collect cigar boxes for a variety of projects, but I've got a whole bunch here that were broken. In one way or another, they were missing a lid or the hinge was broken. But these are still cool and I keep them for random things. But I mean, if you look at the way they're jointed, and they're usually built pretty well. So this is a perfect project to use up some of these cigar boxes and build a cool lamp in the process. So what I'm going to do first is kind of figure out how I'm going to make this look. And what I'm going to do is, since I don't have the lids on these, I'm going to kind of make this a shelf and a lamp all in one. And I'm going to do that by taking, different ones and attaching them wherever I see fit, just to kind of make it cool and still functional with the lamp being on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of figure out what I'm going to do there and arrange these. So to make the lamp, I'm going to need just a few things, and most of these I had laying around the house. The only thing I bought was this lamp socket from Home Depot. It's a rubberized socket. I think it was $3.25. I'm going to use an old extension cord for the cord. I've got some wire nuts there to connect it. I'm going to tape those up, and then I've got an old switch from working on the house somewhere, and I'm going to use that as the switch to turn the lamp on and off. And then of course I've just got my cutters and my strippers, so I can put it all together. Okay, so I got a couple things going here. This is how I'm going to configure this this setup for this lamp. I'm going to use this big empty box as the centerpiece. I'm going to have two sides on it, these smaller sides. One is black, one is natural wood. And I'm just going to attach those there. Then I'm going to use this as an inside this space here, and I'm going to do it for two reasons. One, it's kind of cool because it's curved on the ends, and secondly, I'm going to actually attach it to the top here, leaving some space behind it so the cord can come through the top box into this one and go out the back, and this will basically conceal those cords, so it'll look kind of cool, I think. And then on top of that, I'm going to put this one with the lid so this can actually open right on the edge here. So this will all be fastened together like that. And I think that'll make for a cool looking setup, cool design, and then the lamp will basically be sitting right up here on top of this box. So now that I know what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and nail together a few parts here. The only thing I probably will do at the end is this one, because I want to drill my holes and run that cord through before I staple that in front of it. One thing I will tell you, and you could probably tell watching the video there, is cigar boxes can be really fragile to drill, and a lot of times the wood is really thin, but I think the most important thing is when you're drilling, there's no support, especially on a big flat like this. This is actually a 1.5 inch hole, and what I did was I used a support inside of there, and I just put it on the edge of that hole, so when I drilled it had some support. Otherwise it'd be pushing on this whole thing and it would want to break it apart. So what you can see now is my assembly goes together pretty easily, and this will just sit right in here, and of course wire to the switch to that. So I got to decide where I'm going to put the switch. I probably will just go ahead and put it on the side here so it's kind of out of the way but still easily accessible. Alright, so I've got it all wired up. I've kept the wiring into the top part here with just a little bit going in and out the back of the bottom box. Switch on the side here, you can see how it works. And I'm kind of not showing you the wiring on purpose. If you don't know how to do wiring, I don't want to show you here. Get some help, ask somebody you know, or whatever. But it's not hard by any stretch, but I don't want to be responsible for your wiring. So get help with the wiring, this is how I do it. And now I'm going to go ahead and have the fun stuff and put it all together. So it's all together. The door lines up nicely. As you can see, all I did was nail this thing together. I trimmed some nails, I bent some nails over and flattened them. I'm okay with it because it's a utility looking thing, so it kind of just adds to it. The only thing I'm going to do that I didn't plan is this center moves quite a bit here because it's just kind of free floating. I'm going to go ahead and put a brace behind it. That way this is nailed to the brace to the back of the box, so it's kind of just more solid in one unit. So I'm gonna go do that now. So here she is, all ready to go. I went ahead and put in the bulb. One last thing I'm gonna mention is I like to use these old style bulbs. They call them, I think, Edison lamps. There's a million different styles and sizes. And I don't know how the camera's gonna pick this up, but it's kind of a long, the filament is a bunch of wires and it just looks really cool. So when I turn that switch, I don't know if you can see, but the light runs up and down and up and down and up and down. It looks really cool. One other thing you can do is use a bottle, a cut bottle, as a diffuser. So you can see that really gives it a cool look. You might be able to see the filament better now, but this is an amber bottle. You could do green or blue or whatever to get that color effect you want. And in a future video, I'm going to show you how I cut the bottles because I use them for a lot of different things. But it's a perfect diffuser. I have run these for several hours and they hardly get hot, so it must be something in the bulb there. But just be careful whenever you're working with that electrical stuff. But I think it's done and ready. It's going to go on the wall and be a cool little lamp.